Oh, yes, I've heard all those rumors about how I belong in a museum. I have only one thing to say to you people. Shut up! I mean it! Oh, man, that was bloody funny, mate. Especially all those little bobblehead Einsteins that go, that's the way, we like it, Those things are just crazy. Any part where there was evil and villainy going on. That's just the best part altogether. Well, I don't know, I don't care much really for museums. It's all just too way out there for me, man. It's really, woohoo! You know what I mean? That was alright, but why is everybody fighting? Oh, it was funny. It was very nice. Kind of interesting how they have all these historical figures and whatnot coming to life at dark. Oh, I just love when they're in the Air and Space Museum and they're flying around on the Kitty Hawk or whatever the bloody hell the Wright brothers call that thing. That's the normal stuff I see when I'm usually, well, you know, man. Is watching Abraham Lincoln getting up off his big stone throne rack and finally kicking some bird-headed ass. I mean, that's just patriotism right there, man. Didn't really care much for the Egyptian fella. That guy, there's something wrong with that boy, I'll tell you what. Well, I didn't get the whole thing with, you know, those funky bird-headed thing. I mean, what the f*** was that? I mean, next thing you know, they're gonna come in with hippos with a dog's head sticking out of the It's like, why can't we all just get along, man? Yes. That little Egyptian sissy not saying my apprentice, Darth Vader, is not evil enough. He killed younglings, for heaven's sake. If that's not evil, I don't know what is. Well, I would have to say the fact that they didn't have any pirates in it, lad. Well, I just don't like the idea that they have that one Roman fellow speaking with a British accent or whatever. I mean, isn't Rome like more towards Italy and all that? Well, I don't like the fact that they didn't have any, like, historical Aussie figures, mate. I mean, Australia's full of rich history. Alright then, because, seriously, if he's Roman, he should be speaking more like a little bit of with an Italian accent or something. Why are they always putting the British into this? Hmm? Sorry, I'm old, you know. It was decent. They all looked like they fit the roles of the historical figures they were playing as. Casting. I'd say it was very accurate, although I don't know about that Hank Azaria person as that Egyptian fellow. He sounded too flighty, if you know what I mean. You're really light in the loafers. The casting was alright. Especially that one, the one lady playing Amelia Earhart. I mean, that was just nice casting. I don't know if she was that perky or anything, but my god, that was just beautifully played, mate. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me all the guys from the museum were actually actors? To me, he sounded a little too Floydy, mate. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I like Hank Azaria and all those characters he does on The Simpsons, but what he did with that Egyptian yank, I mean, come on. That's just Lauka, mate. Well, I would say it was alright, really. I do like that Amy Adam person playing Amelia Earhart. She's a little firebrand, isn't she? Well, I don't really care much for the guys, but I really care for the lady there, little Amelia Earhart. I mean, dadgum, I'm surprised I found her. We've been looking all over that dame, man. Man, I thought they were real. I don't know, man. I mean, everything's content at the museum where it first took place, man, and you know, Smithsonian's all back in order and all that, and so What else is there left to do? As long as they give my apprentice a second chance in these museum movies, I'd say go for it. To be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, they've already covered the Smithsonian, right? And that's like the mother of all museums, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, they got the guys back into the original museum, right? So, what's left? The Louvre? Oh, yes. Just as long as no one makes any more wisecracks about my age. I'm 105 years young, for Pete's sake! I don't know, maybe. What's left to do? We've covered the Smithsonian, the mother of all museums. What else is left? The Louvre? Please, it's just artwork. You don't see, like, dinosaur skeletons jumping around doing tap dance or whatever, for heaven's sake. I'd say deep within its vaults, especially that Custard idiot. The fact that he screws up the one a Native American lady's name, that's just offensive. I'm surprised that somebody didn't just start breaking out the arrows and tomahawks when they viewed it, mate. Well, I'd say it should get some sort of historical significance, because this is the first time a movie's ever been filmed in the actual Smithsonian, right? Locked up in the vaults underneath. They let the good guys win, for heaven's sake. That is just pathetic! Well, I don't know, I'm not much for that big city stuff like Washington, D.C. and all that. It was okay, I guess. It was fine, and, it really did belong on the big screen, really. I don't really see myself buying it for, my VCR or beta or wherever. I'd say it was decent. Not much of a... There wasn't really a fully established story or nothing like that, but it was a good, amusing romp for anyone who decides to view it, lad. Not many films are done in the Smithsonian, one of the biggest museums in the world. Well, biggest one in America, anyway. We have museums too, darling. You dare to call yourselves villains? You ought to be ashamed of yourselves! Go to your room and take a 10-minute time out! You people disappoint me. Every time you numbskulls make movies like these, you always let the good guys win! It's infuriating! What the heck are you guys drinking, huh? Why aren't you showing any pirates in these museums, mateys? We pirates are part of history too, you know. How about next time you might go and do something in Australia? We do have museums in Australia, and you should see some of the critters we used to have way back when. Ha! They're crazy, mate. Yes. Get a handle on that T-Rex skeleton, mate. And for one thing, how's it supposed to drink when it's got no internal organs? That's just crazy. Well, maybe not the directors, but won't you young folk stop making fun of my age!